I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you for having made it so easy for me to be on time, to be engaged and so enthusiastic. And again, a huge thank you to the CanWatch organizers. I've been most impressed by all the content here and all the speakers, and what an amazing opportunity to be part of this. So thank you once again. Thank you. And now I'm going to leave you with someone that I've heard so many great things about, apparently who's going to be so energetic on stage. So I'm talking about Celina Caesar-Chavannes. She's Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of International Development and a successful entrepreneur and the recipient of both the Toronto Board of Trade's Business Entrepreneur of the Year and the Black Business and Professional Association's Harry Jerome Young Entrepreneur Award. Ms. Caesar-Chavannes is a well-known research consultant and worked with a variety of private, government, and non-government organizations. An international lecturer on the inclusion of marginalized populations in clinical research. She's a member of the Congress of Black Women and served as Parliamentary Secretary to the Prime Minister in 2016. Celina Caesar-Chavannes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Are you really conferenced out? I thought you'd be running to, you have John, I thought you'd be running to ask him all these questions. And no, that's okay. I heard that this was a great conference. I was here last night giving out some awards, so it was really nice to see so many people gathered together to do some really important work. And so on behalf of all of us in government, of all political stripes, okay, John, we want to say thank you to you for the work that you do each and every day. So good afternoon. I want to thank CanWatch for organizing this conference in particular. Madame Bibeau, Minister Bibeau and I are proud of the leadership role civil society organizations in Canada have played, and the private sector as well have played in advancing the health and rights of women, adolescent girls, and children around the world. We've accomplished a lot this year. We released our new Canada's Feminist International Assistance Policy, and that was a policy that we didn't sit in some back room and just write. It was the input from all of you and others around the world that allowed us to create such a great piece of policy, and we're really proud of your input in that to get us to where we are. We also launched the Women's Voice in Leadership Initiative and a recent call for preliminary proposals on sexual and reproductive health and rights. Merci d'avoir accepté de partager vos idées.
Thank you for sharing all of your ideas on how to improve and enhance the health of women and children, and how to improve nutrition.
Since policy and the Sustainable Development Goals, we have the policy cover that we need to be bold, to overcome barriers, and to do the work that others may shy away from. And I think if you haven't noticed that within this particular government, within this particular climate, we have to be bold. We have to be listening to our young people. We have to be engaging the private sector. We have to be engaging all partners in order to ensure that we reach the Sustainable Development Goals and do it in a way that leaves nobody behind. Going into the G7 and Women Deliver, we need to create programs that are truly gender transformative, anchored in poverty reduction, and that put women and children first. And I would say put women and children unapologetically first, both with our Indigenous people in Canada and marginalized communities abroad. This means working with local stakeholders to ensure that all of our programming genuinely reflects their ideas and priorities and has lasting impact. Nous devons mieux informer les Canadiens.
We have to inform Canadians on the results of our work
new public engagement campaign, #LeadOnCanada. And if you know anything about me, Twitter is my home. So we'll be happy with that. I understand that last night, Madame Sophie Gregoire Trudeau challenged you to embrace your inner geek as we work to face major health challenges. So let's be data geeks to collect and use evidence to improve how we work. And John spoke a little bit about that in the panel. I was listening from afar. And let's be innovative geeks. Let's not just do things according to the status quo. Let's be innovative. Let's come up with new ways to tackle pressing global health challenges. We have apps. Isn't there an app for that? I'm going to put that out there. There has to be an app for that. You can count on our government to lead on women's and health, and children's health in development and humanitarian settings. You can count on our support for adolescent girls in helping them find their voice, agency, and power. You can count on us to raise the difficult and often awkward subjects like abortion and female genital mutilation. And at this point, I must say, as we talk about FGM, that we have to congratulate Natel, I get her name wrong every time, and I apologize. I know her as nice, Natalete, who is the project officer for AMREF Health Africa. She was named in Time Magazine's top 100 people for her advocacy around FGM. So, like when you hear things like Time Magazine putting people within their top 100 talking about female genital mutilation, like, we need to continue to push the barriers around these conversations and unapologetically have them without fear and being bold. So congratulations to her. You could count on the Government of Canada to invest in innovation and experimentation. And ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy that this conference was organized here. Congratulations to CanWatch again for the success of this initiative, pulling people together, exchanging ideas, and I hope that that doesn't stop, and we'll continue that momentum, that force to be reckoned with until we see you again in 2019 for Women Deliver. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the CanWatch and everyone here, we'd like to thank you, Parliamentary Secretary, for your inspirational words and for your leadership. I'm not sure, how many of you follow her on Twitter? And if you don't, if you don't, you should. But, you know, we see your leadership not just on Twitter, but we see your leadership with the citizens of our country. And we've gotten to know you in your leadership role in this sector and at these kinds of events on Twitter. But we know of your leadership in classrooms in Whitby and classrooms in Ottawa. Last night, after most of you went home, I had a chance to chat, and I saw your leadership as a mother. And I actually left and took notes. Okay, this is how a busy woman manages to get her kids to eat vegetables. And I see your leadership because you're wearing running shoes. I love it. So thank you. And we wish you luck as you go into the G7 work and some of the big upcoming efforts that are happening. So I'd like to formally conclude our conference with a few thank yous and some notices. First of all, and very importantly, on your table are some evaluation forms. We greatly appreciate your cooperation in filling these out before you leave today. And there's boxes located just outside the door. We really do listen to what you say, and we use it to shape our events. So please, don't just say, yes, everything was great. Please let us know what would you like to see better or different, what topics you would like to hear, because your feedback is really appreciated. It took a lot of people to make this conference happen, and I would like to thank them now. And it's not just the conference, because what we wanted to do was generate ideas and really think through. We have this bold new vision of the Feminist International Assistance Policy in the context of the SDGs, and an opportunity to kind of reshape what we're doing beyond 2020. So I hope it didn't just feel like a conference, because we were really listening in all of the spaces. So first, I'd like to thank the Conference Program Advisory Committee. Their names are going to be shown here on the screen. And they've been meeting since January to pull together this incredible program and the roster of amazing speakers. They also provided a great deal of input and thought into the conference discussion paper. So thank you to them. The Conference Communications Committee, with everyone's busy schedules and so much going on in our sector, it can be tough to get the word out. So thank you to the Communications Committee, who helped communicate this event to the extent that we actually had to shut down registrations because we sold out early, so we couldn't get enough people in. So you did your job, so thank you. And apparently we were trending on Twitter again, and who would have thought a policy conference trending on Twitter? So congratulations. Of course, the Conference Planning Committee was tasked with pondering some of the weightier strategic issues and decisions around the conference, including the selection of an MC, and we recruited them since it's a group that so well represents the CamWatch members and our working groups to evaluate the nominations that who were awarded for the CamWatch Awards that were presented last night. So thank you to the Conference Planning Committee. You're getting a sense of the theme of how CamWatch works. And finally, I'd like to thank the people who brought this event to life. First of all, some extensions of our team. Anne Clemenson is the event manager from Can Plan Events and Conference Services. The audiovisual and translation teams, thank you very much for your work, both rooms. Thank you. Making sure everything ran smoothly. And lastly, I'd like to ask the CamWatch team, my incredible colleagues, to please stand. As you know, CamWatch grew from being an organization with just a couple of people to this team in the last sort of 12, 18 months, I guess. And I hope that you get a sense of how amazing these individuals are and how hard they're working to do the job that we want to do, which is to help you do your job better. So thank you for your everyday work, and thank you for the great job that you did on this event. So thank you to everyone for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you soon and at Women Deliver for sure. Thank you.